If it's first game, the breaks will get you, know it up, put on more steam. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. All obstacles, block, cut, sides, through the game, tackle, this win it. First year game, here for the first man. Can everybody keep it there for 60 minutes?
Rocky Top, you'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Doesn't have to be perfect, ain't gonna be perfect. We go compete for 60 freaking minutes. All right, enjoy the opportunity, enjoy the environment, and then go play our butts off, play for one another, and have a hell of a lot of fun. Everybody got me?
Yes,
all right.
Hey, it's us against the world, fellas. Yep. It's us against the world, fellas. Don't nobody believe in us. Yep. Don't nobody believe in us. We don't need nobody to believe in us. I don't believe in you. I believe in you. I know you a dog. I know you a dog. I know we some dogs, man. Hey, all this preparation we put in, all this been talking about. Hey, it's time to go release pain, man. It's time to go put in real. Work. Let's go. Tennessee on 2, 1, 2, Tennessee. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
Make the decision. You're either a Vol or you're not, through thick and thin.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols, and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Good Friday morning. Welcome to the Talkin Vols Network, the Talkin Vols morning show. My name's Boogie Bentley. Coach Jay is here. Foul Ming is in the house. It is our job, fellas. It is our duty. It is our responsibility, Foul Ming, to somehow generate excitement, somehow bring some buzz, somehow wake up a fan base that I feel is dead and underground and get them fired up, jacked up, and ready to go for UAB tomorrow afternoon. Are you ready, Foul Ming?
Well, I got to say I come out sluggish this morning, but thanks to little grade A grounds, got me fired up this morning, got me juiced up, got me caffeinated. It's another game. It's another football week. I'm excited. It's the fall. I mean, what else could you need? I mean, it's UAB. I know we're gonna go out there, glorify the scrimmage, all that business, but it's still ball. We're still cleats on the grass. Let's get fired up. Let's get ready to go.
I'm glad you got your grade A grounds in the coffee cup this morning. I also have grade A grounds in the coffee cup. If you don't know, if you haven't been made aware, the Talkin Vols morning show, Monday mornings, Friday mornings, brought to you by Grade A Grounds Coffee. You can go to gradeagrounds.com. Use the promo code VAWLS, VAWLS. You're going to save 20% on that purchase. They're going to kick some money. They are supporting the Talkin Vols Network. They're going to kick some money back our way for every purchase made. The relationship here just made sense. It was a perfect fit for Talkin Vols. Played golf with the owner. He's an East Tennessee guy. He's a VFL. He graduated from the University of Tennessee. He bleeds orange, and you can look at the flavors, man. They just fit. Organized chaos. Coach Jay said he likes his coffee like he likes his defense. Organized chaos. I am personally drinking the blueberry. Dude, it's amazing. I've sold it and sold it and sold it on this channel because it's that good. This is the last one. This is the last K-Cup. I'm going to have to get on the phone with Billy and say, hey, bro, I need some more blueberry because it is fantastic. Tastes like a donut in a coffee cup, but go check it out. GradeAGrounds.com. Use that promo code VAWLS. I got to talk to Billy. I'm going to hit him up and ask him if maybe we can do like a giveaway one show. Maybe everybody that buys a cup of coffee or whether it's the blend, whether it's the K-Cups, whatever the case may be. If you place an order with Grade A Grounds, he sends me your name. We enter into a drawing and we give away some free merchandise. I'm sure Billy would be down for that. I'll talk to him and see. Coach, I hope you're not drawing up plays. I hope you're drinking coffee and getting geared up, ready to go this morning.
I'm drinking coffee. I'll tell you what I'm doing, Boogie. I'm crunching last-minute gambling numbers after last week when I couldn't pick a booger.
Yeah,
Could not pick a booger last week.
You struggling with it.
And to be honest, I think in this like little series we were doing before last Saturday, I think I was 4-6, which in gambling terms is winning money. It's good, but overall this year, my account was sitting fat, pretty. I'd been hitting like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 11, so on and so forth. Last week, that account that was way up high was like, I took it on the chin. But that's all right. We got a little gambling recovery session here today. We're going to get back on track with Coach Jay's when you've had a bad weekend gambling strategy, and we're going to get back at it. But we got UAB this week. We got to take each week at a time, Boogie. You know, every game is his own game. UAB is a great opponent that has all their own great challenges. The quarterback's really good. He can spin it. They got wide receivers that can run. Their defense is a defense, and we're going to play our tails off this weekend.
Wow, I mean, you pretty much laid it all out there.
Can we go?
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
All right, y'all have a great time.
I guess. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Man, we could just call it a day. I mean, I got to go play Foul Me and some EA Sports college football. Some of us on this panel have a conference championship to play for. Some of us are sitting at the house this weekend and not playing in the conference championship.
Yeah. And you know what? I heard the darndest thing. My quarterback's transferring. He's out. He's in the portal.
Val, I don't think you were. I don't think
you left me high and dry.
I don't know if you were in the chat. We were talking about it last night. Coach Jay goes, what am I going to do when Nico transfers? So in the dynasty, he's just going to follow Nico wherever he goes. That's going to be the
He's just going to back out and come back in.
It's my destiny.
I mean, the roster won't get any worse.
No, I mean, I think it could only get better. I mean, I hope he transfers to the Delaware Hens. Personally, that's where I'm hoping he goes.
I thought it'd be like Sac State or something.
Vanderbilt.
I'll take it at this point. Anything not named UCLA, I will take.
Hey, let me catch up in the chat. We got some fun stuff to talk about today. Not a whole lot with UAB. Hey, it's UAB. It's a glorified scrimmage, but we got plenty to get into. Do us a favor and smash the thumbs up. Smash the thumbs up. Share out the link. Put it on Twitter. Put it on Instagram. Put it on Facebook. Put it on MySpace. Put it on wherever you get social with your media. We got to get fired up here. Will Dyer's in the chat says, hey, brother. Black Metal Banjo is here. Brad is here. Brad didn't drop a door fee, though. He ran his mouth. Brad always pops in the chat. He runs his mouth. He whines. He cries. He complains, but he doesn't drop his door fee. I don't know what it is. Ethan Whitmore is here. Who do y'all think are the top 5 teams in the SEC based on the first 3 weeks? Georgia, and Tennessee. That's my top 5. What do you guys have?
See, Georgia, Tennessee, A&M.
LSU.
I don't know about LSU just yet. You want to throw Vandy in there?
No. Wait, hold on a second. Now you just pumped the brakes on me with LSU. And you're going to take
stealing my team, pal.
I mean, I think LSU had like 10 first downs last week. They barely beat a Florida team at home. Like I don't know. I don't know. I think that LSU win over a bum Clemson team at the beginning of the year might have boosted them a little bit more than they deserve.
I like them preseason because of the talent they returned.
Oklahoma, we got to throw Oklahoma in there.
I'm going to take it Coach Jay's approach and say I'm not putting too much stock into week by week, but we'll see what happens. Top five? You don't think LSU's top five? Oklahoma's a good pick to be there.
I think LSU would be my five if you're going to put it in there. I think A&M, Tennessee, Georgia, and Oklahoma by far have looked the best. I'm not saying that it's going to shake out that way, but so far has looked the best.
Wait, hold on. I'm going to attack Brad all stream long and see if I can run him out of here like I do other people in the chat. LSU turned it over 5 times and only won by 10. I think what you meant to say is LSU turned it over 5 times and still won by 10. Like that to win by 10 and you turn the football over 5 times.
Florida had 5.
Lagway had 5. He had 5 interceptions.
Maybe we need to shut this thing down. That did not go the way that I wanted. All right, let's try to reset. Maybe I need more coffee.
I had Florida playing at home last week because I was just – you had me up at 9 a.m. and I was just not ready for it. So we're back in the ballgame this week.
Yeah, give me UGA, Tennessee, Oklahoma, A&M. Give me Vandy. I'm not that impressed with LSU. I'm not that impressed with LSU. I'm just not.
If you go through the games we've seen so far, right?
So far, thank you. So far. Where do I think it will end up? Probably different, but so far.
Ole Miss is better than Vanderbilt.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about like
Ole Miss hasn't looked good. Ole Miss has not looked great.
And that's my point, fellas. That's from what we've seen.
Yeah,
this is my list, not from what I think it will be or who do I think is the best, or you know what I mean.
I don't want to give them credit either, but we got to give credit where credit's due. I mean, they smoked South Carolina.
Yeah, I just still don't know how good South Carolina is, but
I think they're sellers, and that's where it stops.
Yeah,
like they're just not. They can't protect
you there.
Yeah. All right, let me catch up back with the chat. We got a couple of super chat. Vols Girl is here on a Friday morning. Drops a $10 super chat. Says, good morning, GBO. Shout out, Vols Girl. We appreciate you. JP Carter for 5 says, morning, Boogie and Talkin Vols team. GBO. Shout out, JP. We appreciate you as well. My man Trevor V is here for 5. Go Vols from Michigan. Well, shout out, Trevor. We appreciate you tuning in all the way from Michigan. Shout out for the door fees. About 142 people snuck in here without it, including Brad. He said, let me show you the back door. I don't ever pay my door fee. Y'all can sneak in with me. But that's all right. Y'all are still welcome. Joseph Ayers for 2. How many comps we looking at Saturday? Completions, is that the question? J.A. for Heisman. I don't think Joey plays after the first half. So I would say similar – guys, is it crazy to say UAB is similar to ETSU? They're really bad, guys. They're really bad. I don't think Joey plays after the first half. So
I think they sling it around a little bit more, but other than that, it's quarterback's got some talent, but at this level, it will be interesting to see if they can at least push us a little bit in our man on our corners and some of our young guys. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be a game or anything, fellas. I'm just saying, could you stress them a little bit? Can we get some good, solid run out of some of these receivers for UAB and test us a little bit? I mean, it's not that we've looked good, but we need more. If we're going to run press man all the time, give me some reps. We're going to get 90 of them probably.
Yeah,
that was kind of my conversation with Kaner on Locked On Vols this morning was, they throw it around, man. They throw for over 300 yards a game. So I want to see this defense go out and dominate and take care of business. That's what I want to see. Yeah, they statistically they look good, but look at their opponents. Tennessee should go out and again, just mirroring what Fowl said, get reps, dominate, get off the field, and run it up and get out of there. Coach, any I don't even know what we're talking about. Any thoughts on that?
We're talking about UAB.
How did we get into UAB already?
I don't know, but I alluded it to it early. They've got 2 wide receivers that can really pick them up and put them down. They're fast. They're legitimately fast. They're a little iffy on catching the ball. They do have a lot of dropsies, kind of like Tennessee last year, but they are fast, and they have a quarterback can absolutely put it in the pocket and on time. And I like him. I think he's a great quarterback that could do well if he was at a D1 school. So it'd be interesting to see how that side of it plays out. But as I mentioned earlier as well, their defense Tennessee should have no problem running over it. I feel like 18 completions would be about right for a half against UAB's defense for Joey. I'm going to go 18 completions. 16 to 18.
Let's talk about Joey. And I had this penciled in to talk about Wednesday. We had such good conversation. We never got to it. Ended up making a video on it yesterday. But I think it's just a good talking point while we're on Joey Aguilar. On 3 puts out the Heisman odds. And you see Joey, man, tied for 5th in the country. And I think why this is so interesting to me, and it's the same conversation we've been having all week, asking people where were you at in the preseason versus where are you at now with not just Joey, but with his football team. And I think so many people are high on this football team because of the play of Joey Aguilar. This is what the article from On 3 says. It says April was thought to have been a disaster at quarterback for Tennessee, losing Nico and replacing him with Joey Aguilar. Instead, that swap couldn't be going any better for those over on Rocky Top. Aguilar, through 3 games with the Vols, has completed 66.3% of his throws for 906 yards, 9 touchdowns, 2 picks, with him coming off a career best being 24-36 for 371, 4 touchdowns, rushing for another on the afternoon, and both picks in the loss to Georgia and Knoxville. Still, he could now be the next volunteer quarterback to put up prolific numbers in this offense, which could have him as a finalist for the Heisman at season's end. Coach, I just want to ask you real quick, because you talked about in his first game, and I don't have the numbers in front of me. His completion percentage was a little down against Syracuse. You wanted a little up. It's now up to 66% on the season. Is that good? Is that where you want it? You want around 65, 70? Is that the target?
Yeah. Yep. Correct. 65, 70%. I mean, I'll take as high as he can get it. But something important you got to understand, and we all got to understand, when you have a quarterback that plays the style of football that Joey plays, where he lets it loose, as Coach Hernandez has pointed it out in the past, he's got a little bit of Brett Favre in him. And when you take chances like that, it's going to drive your percentage down just a teeny bit to some of these dink and dunk quarterbacks. But, where I was at the beginning of the year, I think I said it, I have great faith in Joey. I know knows quarterback coach, like awesome dude. My whole thing with why I'm surprised has to do with all the ifs that were before this season started. Like, if the O-line can keep Joey clean, if they can keep him clean, then I think Joey can keep the picks down, right? And with Heupel's system. So that was another if. If the wide receivers can stay healthy, they've done so far. A little concerned with Brad Jackson, but have so far. If they can stay healthy, and now if they can improve their catch rate, they have improved that. It hasn't been a ton, but not a small amount either. Somewhere in that middle percentage, right? Which is what we needed. We needed to bump up into that middle percentage to show great growth. It was right in front of us, and then finally, the coaching staff looking at their own scheme a little bit and growing the scheme and looking at themselves. We heard Halsey talk about that after this week. So there were a lot of ifs for this offense, which is why I thought there was a big range for how this team can look. But as Val was just checking them off in the corner of the screen there, if you could come up to me before the year and go, hey, O-line if, picks check, O-line check, picks check, drops check, health check, scheme check, Coach Jay would have been like, yeah, you got a Brett Favre gunslinger back there, and you got all these things working for him. We could have something magical going here on Rocky Top, and we certainly do through the first couple games here.
Even with all those boxes checked, would you have expected this amount of points, especially against the SEC opponent and maybe the best SEC opponent?
Against Georgia, no, I think that was a little bit of a surprise. Definitely a surprise. I don't think it was out of the realm of possibilities, just with their concern being able to protect the deep ball, and that being kind of what we were doing well leading into that game. You could kind of see that starting to scratch the surface. And I think the biggest surprise in all that was you could start to see it out of Brazil. You could even last year, but the drops were still there. And you're like, man, if he could just fix those drops, this guy's going to turn into a monster. And guess what? He had a game where, I mean, let's be honest, that game probably got him drafted. You were able to really see those showcases. He was able to get out of his own way, if you will, in that game. And I think the talent's always been there. Like when he came over from Tulane and you watch the film, we all knew how talented this guy was. We all knew what Chris Brazel could be. It's why we were so disappointed in last year, right? And yeah, there were overthrows and offensive reasons outside of him, but there were also reasons that he contributed to them. But you gotta tip your cap and give him the old nod of approval because Chris Brazel has arrived, and I think he could continue to build on his confidence and build on this performance and continue to be a great threat. And if he can be that great threat, it's going to make it that much easier for the most dangerous position in this offense, the slot wide receiver, who I also think we found one in Brylan Staley. But he can't talk today, but that's a separate issue.
I think, it's not just about Joey with it being against Georgia. I think it's all the boxes that coach just checked for, showing signs of Joey having success, right? Staying healthy, protecting the quarterback, scheme, all of that factors into this Georgia game. That's why I'm so encouraged about this football team. It would be different if Joey went out there and single-handedly carried this team, and that wasn't the case, man. This offensive line, screw it. I'm going to stop reading the stats. They didn't allow a sack on Saturday, period. Nope. They didn't. Just because Joey fumbled a snap, they did not allow a sack. They kept Joey clean all day long. Yeah, for the year, but technically by the stats, they had a sack because he fumbled that snap. But
that was the most impressive thing on Saturday, in my opinion.
But then also,
if you were to ask me, it is. Go ahead.
But go back to the 22 offense, right? That's the one everybody's been striving for. Give me that offense. We miss Alex Golish. We miss Hendon Hooker. We miss Jalen Hyatt. And we do. Those guys were studs. Those guys were awesome. Those guys they're legends. What Jalen Hyatt did against Alabama made him a Tennessee legend for eternity. But guess what? We don't need to strive for that 22 offense. We need to roll with this 25 offense. I was impressed with the play calling, with the execution, with the wide receivers, with the offensive line, with Joey Aguilar. Maybe the running backs were the only missing piece, but that's because we didn't really try to run the ball that much. But it's huge checking all those boxes for me against Georgia, and Joey Aguilar is just the beneficiary of all that.
Well, while we're on Joey, and at the risk of sounding negative here, I just want to ask both of you this question, and it's just an eyeball thing. But on those jump balls to Brazel, do some of those ever look just underthrown to you? Like, was the reason, like some of those, I mean, yes, he went up, made a great play and got the jump ball and all that, but at least one, maybe two of them look like he had a step and he didn't necessarily have to, it wouldn't have had to be a jump ball. It just seemed like there may be just a yard, maybe just underthrown where, and now granted, but my question is that on purpose to just say my guy's better than their guy? I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna give him a chance to go up and get it. Like, is it a confidence in the receiver, confidence in I'd rather make this throw versus that throw, or was it just a little underthrown?
I think it's on purpose. The only ball he's hit in stride was Brylan Staley in the Syracuse game, right? Isn't that the only deep ball he's really hit in stride? Everything else has been underthrown.
We had one to maybe Brazel, a post or something there. It was across anyway, but. I
think it is. I think it is by design, and maybe he's not intending to underthrow it. He's putting a lot of air under the ball, so a guy can go make a play. I don't know. I've said this a million times in 3 weeks. You can overthrow it, you can underthrow it, or you can put it on the money. What's the best option? What's the best two options? Best option is put it on the money. The next best option is to underthrow it, because you overthrow it, nobody's getting to it. Underthrow, let your guys go make a play. But dude, that was Chris Brazel's selling point when he came here.
That's
the dude's
what I wonder.
He's 8 feet tall. Just throw it up and let him go make a play. But coach, what are your thoughts on
it? A couple thoughts. Yes, I think the Brazel ones were by design, because they were so even money, meaning like the wide receiver wasn't truly smoking him at the time. Like he might have had a step or been even, or in the case of Brazel's, the last one he scored on, when Joey let that ball go, Brazel was behind the cornerback in that situation. And when that's the case, you want to overthrow it, right? Underthrow it. Because like you said, Boogie, it allows your wide receiver to come back to the ball, and it's harder for the defender to adjust in that situation where if the defender's short of the wide receiver already, it's easier to make that adjustment. I think Joey's been great in putting the ball up in that manner. And like you said, leading Staley when he needs to. I had to go back and watch the one play where it looked like he was throwing to Smith, and Mike Matthews rips it out of the sky and scores that touchdown. But
he said he was throwing it to Mike. I don't believe that for a second.
You don't believe him? I don't either.
He said
I don't
he
either,
saw
which means
green and knew where Mike was supposed to be. He knew he
Travis was supposed to clear.
He said, "I've seen enough green where either he'll go get it or it won't matter."
Point is, I thought that was a pass that was meant to be led, and you know, it would have been a tough catch, but you know, Mike made it look easy. I think it's been mostly by design, but you got to be careful. Once again, if you see that cornerback is toast right there and you underthrow that too much and he's able to make up that ground with his head turn, we all know what happens. It turns into a pick. So, he's been great, and you just kind of got to know when to put air under it and when not to, because underthrown balls can be a problem. They can be, and when quarterbacks have trouble misreading that is usually when coaches tell them to miss long if they're going to miss, so that they don't throw that interception.
That's kind of why I asked. It looked by design, but it was just so different. You know, I haven't seen that as much. I mean, it worked out. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not complaining by any means, but it just seemed like some of those they look funky when the location, like, but it's almost like maybe it's him knowing his receiver. You know what I mean? Maybe it's him maybe he got with his receivers like, okay, what kind of a ball do you want? What are you most
Who are you throwing to, right?
Yeah.
Like Braz,
he doesn't look like that when he throws the other guy.
Like Chris and like Rad Jackson, I would think, just throw it ball up, dude. Those guys are gonna go rip it out and make a play.
Absolutely.
Like leading someone who's got awesome route and speed, Staley, Matthews, you know, just right. Like you said, know your audience, know who you're working with, be a true commander out there, and don't just, you know, throw one way to one receiver, but get the ball to them the way they like to. I mean, they should catch it no matter what, like we've said on this channel. But there's nothing wrong with being a good teammate and throwing the ball.
Which is even more impressive, the fact that he's learned them this quick.
Yeah.
Look at the difference between the ball to Brazel that we're talking about, where he went up and got it, and the throw to Braylon. The throw to Braylon at Syracuse wasn't just like, oh, it's a deep ball over his head and I threw it. No, he led him to the middle of the field and let Braylon control coming back to it. I thought that was just a beautiful throw. Obviously, I mean, just right on the money. But looking at the Heisman odds here, like what does Joey have to do? And for me, like I see people in the chat saying if Peyton didn't win it, nobody at Tennessee is ever going to win it. And we can have that argument. We can have that debate. Go back and look at Johnny Majors. Johnny Majors not getting it was more of a freaking joke than Peyton not getting. If you go back and look at history and numbers, Johnny Majors deserved the Heisman Trophy. I don't know that Joey necessarily has to win the Heisman. If he goes to New York and he's a finalist, man, and we've already got quarterbacks lining up to come here, right? The fact that you got Nico, then Jake, then George, then Faison, like they are lining up to come to Tennessee because of what Josh Heupel does. But if you take Joey Aguilar, a guy that was going to go be a firefighter and quit football, and his story plays out where he goes to App State, goes to UCLA, comes to Tennessee, has 2 to 3 months to learn the offense, and goes to New York as a Heisman finalist, tell me what quarterback in the country doesn't want to come here. But the question is, Fowl, what does Joey have to do just to be a finalist? I think beating Georgia, I think he would have bumped up a few notches on this Heisman odds list here. I think he's definitely going to have to go on the road and beat maybe Alabama and Florida both. How do you think this has to play out?
Well, selfishly, on your first point, because I was thinking the same thing earlier, I think recruiting is the biggest notch in the belt for this thing, because how quick he's got here, how quick they've got him up to speed. Now, he deserves just as much credit as the staff does, but it's a two-part thing there. The staff has to work with him, and he has to work with them and be willing to learn. But I think it's huge because you watch him come in this quick, and it shows if you're willing to put the work in, if you're willing to put the time in, they will put you in a position to succeed. And I mean, any quarterback in the country ought to be just salivating at the opportunity for that. Because I mean, we just answered a lot of questions, I think, so far with Joey. But as far as getting there, the Georgia game, I was surprised that he jumped, or that he was where he was at first, coming off a loss. And then I thought, okay, well, let's stop. Let's not look at a loss. Let's not look at the thing. Let's look at his performance. And other than maybe a little lull in the second quarter, I thought he was phenomenal. So I think if you continue that kind of play on an SEC schedule, you got to show up. You got to show up for the big ones. You got to show up against Alabama because it's Bama. I think you get a signature win in the Swamp because you haven't done it. That's a great check mark. And then I think we can lean on that Oklahoma game because you're going out against probably another Heisman hopeful, not only just hopeful, but maybe favorite in John Mateer. So when you go head to head with John Mateer and go stroke for stroke, if not better. And I think that's when you could really pull away. If you get a win at Bama, if you can get a win at the Swamp, and then the maybe Heisman favorite in John Mateer, and you go out there and look like you're the better quarterback that day, now we start making an argument where how do you not put him in the conversation? How do you not send him? Now, there's a lot of ifs in that. We got to get there. There's a lot of we can't look that far ahead. We got to get wins. We can't go out here and lose to Arkansas, which has some pretty good quarterback play themselves. But if we continue like we should and win the games we should, I think that showdown with Oklahoma could really be a gem in Joey's cap.
Yeah, it's going to be a huge game, no doubt about it. We'll see how that one plays out. I mean, I bumped my win up by a win to 10-2 this year. So where's that other loss going to come? How important is it where it comes? I'm not sure. That's an interesting thought there, Fal. You want to get Oklahoma. I don't want to drop another game at Neyland. I mean, I want to get Florida really, really bad. I guess as much as it hurts, I'd rather take it at Alabama than anywhere else moving on this season. But it's a game that you feel like you can win, man, and it makes you want to get greedy. And if you get greedy and you can find a way to only have dropped that Georgia game, depending on what goes on in Georgia's season, find a way to come out on top in the conference. You never know what could happen in the Heisman voting competition.
Is that the number? Is 11-1 the number? Do you think for Joey to get to New York, you think he could do it at 10-2? I think he's got to. No, I think you got to keep putting up numbers.
Heisman 1, playoffs 2.
Yeah. 10-2 is going to probably get you to the playoffs. But you guys think for Joe, if Joey keeps performing the way that he is, you think this team's got to go 11-1 for him to get to New York?
What? Okay,
I do.
Let me throw that wrench in here. That let's say we lose 2, we lose one at Alabama or something. But Joey throws for 500 and 4 touchdowns. Does that change your opinion? We just couldn't stop him on defense. So you're talking about Joey to Heisman here, or getting to New York at least. Let's say we lose a second game to Bama, which you said may knock him out. Well, what if he throws for 500 yards and 4 touchdowns that day, and the defense just couldn't stop Bama?
I agree with you. I agree with you, Fal. The problem is you have voters out here like this chick in Southern California who's like totally Valley girl, and she's like, "Well, I don't want to tell you like my process, but like I think Florida Gators are cool because I like Florida, and it's just like you got idiot voters out there." So I'm sure she's a nice gal and all that, but I can't respect when you don't give the game its due either. So kind of ticked me off a couple weeks ago. It's
just like in individual awards such as like Heisman or Doak Walker and things like that, do stats outweigh wins and losses? That's where
look, being real, and I'm the one that asked the stupid question. It's about popularity. Like what was Colorado's record last year? Travis Hunter wins it. I don't remember what was LSU's record in 23 when Jaden Daniels won it. I think it's all about popularity. Who's the sexy name? But I think if 11-1, I'm with Coach Jay. Like even though I get what you're saying, it's like to me, what does the Heisman even mean other than popularity? Like if it's the most valuable player, who changed Tennessee's course, right? Let's say they were going to go 8-4, but you add Joey Aguilar, now they go 10-2, 11-1. Is there anybody else on this football team you can take away that changes that? I don't know that there is.
Okay, let me throw another narrative at you if I can. If we're ESPN, we're wanting views, we want ratings, we want this popularity contest. Is there a better 30 for 30 than Joey?
No. Like that's the thing. No. That's why I keep going back to it, is because of the story of him almost quitting football. That is a gold mine.
I want those views. I want to air that. And even if he doesn't win, and we take 5 to to New York or whatever, I want to run that piece. I want to run Marty McGee's piece.
Yeah, I agree.
Marty McGee. Did you get to see that little?
Yeah,
I mean, what a story, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope we get to see it. It's
an
awesome
you imagine
story,
him and his
man.
family there talking how this story came about, and man.
Yeah, and I love it because it just, even though like hype doesn't have a lot in, it just shows you we interview a lot of these kids on here and you all get to see it. So we kind of get to see a lot of these characters. You all have been spoiled on this channel with some of these kids that hype brings in. So it just allows you to put a national spotlight on the kind of kids that are playing at Tennessee and who truly care about the Power T. And you want that out there. You want recruits to see that and go, wow, that's really cool. Let me go check out what's going on at Tennessee. And then they go there and they're doing things like we heard, they did for Big Anthony Ogg's family and stuff like that. I mean, where do I sign? Right? Like if I'm a recruit, where do I sign when I see that kind of stuff?
I mean, we all got spoiled to hear from Uncle Kenny the other day, but man, it just tells the story.
Yeah.
Last year, Coach, you used to sit and throw darts, or 2 years ago at the dartboard with Joe Milton. See, it's been replaced. There's a dartboard over here that's got Nico's face on it, and I'm going to throw a dart at Nico because in that 30 for 30, the fact that Nico did what he did, right? The fact that Nico did what he did only makes the story that much better from Joey's perspective, right? Because if Nico never leaves, this story never plays out. Joey's at UCLA getting absolutely destroyed the same way that Nico is, right? Like Joey's not having the success that he's having at Tennessee if he's still at UCLA. This story is not playing out.
No.
So Nico leaving is a huge part of this story. And just like the Marty McGee deal, it's like it's man, what are we gonna do when Nico hit the portal? And here comes Joey Aguilar. Let me hit some super chats real quick. Gregory Steve for 2 says 2 times. GBO, I don't even know what that's in relation to now. That was 20 minutes ago. Shout out, Gregory, though. We appreciate the super chat. Sham for 2 says, Dorfy, you boys keep me going at work. That is the point of the Friday morning show, is to completely destroy all productivity across America. So shout out, Sham. We appreciate the super chat. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We got 207 people watching right now. If you've not hit the thumbs up, help us out and hit the thumbs up. If you've not shared the link, help us out. Do us a favor. Hit share. I know I say it every stream, and you're probably like, shut up, Boogie. Can you please get back to talking? Dance, monkey, dance. Entertain us and stop shilling. Man, I can't tell you how much it helps to hit share and put it on Twitter, put it on Facebook. Maybe somebody sees it for the first time, and then they become a regular, and they're hanging out with us every single Friday morning. So help us out, share it out. Let's talk about another topic as we're talking about offensive production. And man, oh man, me and Fowle were laughing about this before we went live. VolQuest put it out, report Jim Chaney working with Tennessee football staff as a remote analyst. I first saw this on Facebook, and you know how all those dudes over in India create fake articles and post them on Facebook? That is exactly what I thought this was. I was like, this is insane. Like, well, I can't believe somebody would believe this. 2 hours goes by, and then I sign on to VolQuest and see, no, it actually did happen. Jim Chaney is now on this coaching staff as an analyst. He's a remote analyst. So my first line of thinking was, because he's been here since July. Again, me and Fowle laughing about it in the back room before we go live. It's like, was this the biggest kept secret on campus? How does nobody know that Jim Chaney is working as an analyst? And my first thought is, man, this offense has changed a lot. Me and Kaner talked about it on Locked On Vols this morning. He was bringing up how many more routes these wide receivers are running in 2025 compared to previous years. But Brent Hubbs clears things up and says, I think Jim is involved in scouting, not in play design or game planning. So I would not say he gets credit for offensive tweaks. Many of the tweaks were made in the winter and spring, and Chaney wasn't working then. He hasn't been on campus at all from what I'm told. Regardless if he's not coach, Seth Luttrell, an analyst on this football team, former head coach at North Texas, also an offensive coordinator at Oklahoma. Landry Jones, added as an offensive analyst, former Oklahoma quarterback, spent 7 years in the NFL with Pittsburgh, Jacksonville, Oakland. Now you add Jim Chaney, a dude that I think he single-handedly saved Jonathan Crompton's career. I think what he did with Tyler Bray was impressive. He's an offensive mind. He's another offensive mind. May not be in the building, but he's on this coaching staff. I love this hire, Coach. I love it. Get more, all the offensive minds in this building, and let's go put together an elite offense.
Get all, absolutely all of the analysts that you can on this team, because you want eyes, guys. You want all the eyes you can get on things. As coaches, you get guilty sometimes of being too close to your work, and it's like you're always looking at things through a microscope, and sometimes you got to step back and expand that through a telescope and look at things through like a telescope, a further out view. And the more analysts you have on your team, the more it allows you to do this, to have a lot of different eyes on it, to see things from a lot of different ways. And when you get a bunch of these guys in a room scouting someone, you'll get one guy who sees this and he brings it up, and then it brings in another idea from another coach. And they're like, hey, wait, I've got a rub for this. What if we do this? And then another coach can come in and go, hey, you know what? If we bring this tackle backside on this play, it's going to be that magic. And, it's just the collaboration is so important inside a coaching room. And you don't want too many voices that it dilutes it, but the right voices, smart voices, intelligent voices is part of what make Nick Saban so dangerous for so long at Alabama. And I love every single one of these people. Josh Heupel has brought on. As a matter of fact, when Virginia Tech's head coach got fired the other week, I almost said on this channel, I would love for Tim Banks to invite him onto the staff as an analyst, because he is a defensive master. Just because he failed as a head coach doesn't mean he's not a defensive mastermind, because Pre is. And I would give me all those types of guys. Give me as many as you can give me of the truly, truly great ones. Get them in a room and let them spitball, let them work, let them figure things out, and they will.
I'm not going to go through all that. I 100% agree with what Coach just said. The more eyes you can get on it, the better. It's just like putting a puzzle together. One guy puts one piece in, that unlocks three more pieces for three other guys. And also, not just that the other guys wouldn't have got to it anyway, you can do it faster. And the faster we can put these little pieces together, the more we can implement down the road. And just to nerd out a little bit, you talk about North Texas and Luttrell. If you remember on NCAA, when it came back, a lot of people would go back and play. If they wanted to play a smaller school, they played North Texas because they had this elaborate offensive playbook. It was one of the best playbooks in the game. And I have to imagine that a lot of that came from some of the things he schemed up along the way. So, yeah, I'm with Coach. The more you can bring in, the better. I want the most eyes that you can get in there. Saban showed the path, showed the way. If nobody else did before, they don't get credit for it, because Saban is who Saban is. And he knew where to put guys, when to implement guys. And we always said he saved coaches' careers and things like that, gave them a place to go. Well, he also benefited too, right? The program, as he said, benefits too. So if you know ball, you know ball. And if you do, I want you in here and get your eyes on everything you can get your eyes on.
I mean, look at the fact that Saban saw some type of value in Butch Jones, right? Like as much as we made fun of him and clown him, right. If you're a D1 head coach, if you're in the building, period, right? Like you bring value. So yeah, I love the hire. I love what Josh Heupel is doing. I think we need to continue to hire more bodies. Let me hit a couple of super chats real quick. Tim, the Tennessee Tornado for 2. Dorothy, Vols by 50. Nah, give me 70. Shout out, Tim. We appreciate you, my man. Luke Thompson for 2. 100 to 0. Also, I'm getting that blueberry coffee. I don't think you guys are going to regret it. Again, go to gradeagrounds.com. Use that promo code VOLS. And Billy, if you're in the chat, I need some blueberries sent my way. How you guys doing on your grade A grounds? Have you run through it yet, Fal? Have you knocked it out of the park? Is it gone?
I got about a third left. In case anybody's curious, old Fal's not getting up at the crack of dawn every day. So just on those mornings when I have to have it, it's there, and it's definitely helping me out.
Yeah, no, I'm almost out. I got to re-up. I am up early, unfortunately. I wish I was sleeping in more, but yeah, I've been up early, so I'm gonna have to re-up here in a minute.
You get up and you get that organized chaos. I'll hit Billy up and tell him we all need a refill. Y'all gonna branch out and try that blueberry yet? Or are you sticking with organized chaos?
You almost told me. I think I want to try it. I think I want to try it.
Dude, I'm telling you. Well, Vols Girl says in the chat, I'm going to order me some blueberry coffee. I don't even want. I've not even tried the regular. My wife's like, oh, the regular's good. I'm like, I don't care.
I like putting them together. I'll make 1 cup of each and put them in put it in the big Yetis, and then get a little bit of flavor and a little bit of stiff black coffee first thing in the morning.
Fowl doesn't need coffee because he doesn't get up early, but he's combining 2 cups together in a Yeti the size of his head. Yeah.
Well, it's usually a pre-workout with about 5,000 grams of caffeine. So you got to get something to get Fowl moving.
Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on. What are we going to talk about here? Man, we got a couple of more topics. I guess we can talk about them. I mean, it's what everybody's kind of what everybody's kind of talking about right now. And we've talked about it on the channel before, but now it's kind of official. You can see the graphic on the screen. NCAA has officially passed a one-time only college football transfer portal window. Again, we've touched on this previously. This is huge. This needs to happen. I still don't think it's ironed out perfectly. It came out Wednesday while we were live, while one of us was advancing to the conference championship. The other was sulking in the corner and crying because they can't find a way to beat USC. That's when it came out. But it was voted on earlier in September, just approved on Wednesday night. The proposed window, January 2nd through the 11th, that's still not 100% confirmed. You still got the 30-day window if a coach is fired. I agree with what Ryan Day said on this. They had a quote in this article from Ryan Day, said, I don't think it's a good idea at all. He said in the conversations that we had with the Big Ten coaches, I think the majority of them agree. I just don't quite understand how teams that are playing in the playoffs are expected to make decisions and sign their upcoming players while they're still getting ready to play for games. It doesn't make any sense to me. Coach, from a coaching perspective, you got enough distractions and problems with these kids as it is. Now they're going to be threatening to jump in the portal. Like not even guys that are going into the portal, not even, you know, we talked about it with Josh Heupel last year. You're preparing for Ohio State, and we're all on the internet going, why aren't you signing an elite wide receiver? And it's like, well, bro, because I'm trying to game plan for the best team in college football right now. You got enough distractions as it is. What about Boo Carter? Hey, man, if you don't give me more money, I'm bouncing. I'm hitting the portal. You want Boo Carter to come to you while you're preparing for a college football playoff game and say, hey, I need more money or I'm out? Like, we don't need any more distractions, Coach. I don't know that I like the window.
I like that we're moving to one window. Let me be clear. It sucks no matter what, the way it is, right? Like, not no matter what. Not like if you gave me a magic wand, I could do whatever you want, maybe. But this situation, like, sucks, and the alternate situation sucks. So it was like, I feel like you were going to get a lose either way. As far as, I will say this, though. One interesting thought to me is, so Ryan Day is saying this because he might have struggled with this because he was in the national championship, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, the winner of let's say the NBA championship, don't get first pick in the draft, right? Because it helps create an even playing field. So why not give the teams that weren't the number one team, that don't have an embarrassment of riches, a little leg up? Why not continue creating more parity in college football? I think you could look at it that way. You hit the doctor hits the knee and it kicks reaction is that it sucks, mm-hmm. and I don't like it. But maybe if we pick at it a little deeper, it's not so bad. I don't know. It's still new. So what's
better? What's better, Fowl? Opening the portal one time only from January 2nd to the 11th, or opening it one time only after the spring and letting things play out, and that window after the spring is not going to impact, enrollment. I think that's a big problem. Like Will with the obvious solution, it should open after the Natty. You can't because of enrollment in colleges. It's you're going to be too late at that point. But if you did it after the spring, now I get it. You're going to lose guys, but we just lost Nico after the spring, right? So which window's better, January or post spring?
I don't like the spring window. I think it just causes too much chaos too close to season. And I mean, that positively and negatively, you could argue either way. You find out in the spring, the guy goes down in the spring, you can fill that gap, right? You can fill that hole, you get an injury. That's nice, but I think Joey was the exception. I don't think most guys can come in and perform this well that soon. that quickly. I mean, we've seen receivers come in and we're tired of talking about it. I'm tired of talking about it, but we hear 2 years, got to have 2 years. Okay, now we got 2 months. Is that really, now you could argue maybe that gets rid of some of this portal stuff. Maybe not as many guys jump in. Maybe not as many guys are willing to jump ship when they're already going to either be down on the roster or going to learn a new system, learn new teams, assistant coaches, things like position coaches, things like that. But they've said, the chat said it, you've said it, we've all said it. The day after the Natty's the best. It's not going to happen. So our best option's out. So I'll take what I can get in the January window, but I just, and you guys tell me if I'm wrong, I just don't think the spring window is enough time.
Yeah, I don't either. The one thing, man, and it's taking it away from the spring kind of removes some of the leverage that the players have, right? Right, because it's because they know that you're kind of up against it, and I think that's why Nico's camp kept kicking the can down the road, because they knew we got more leverage the closer we get. The all three of us said, pay him. Why?
Yeah.
Because we didn't think you were going to go get a quarterback like Joey that late. Right. Yeah, you got 3 months and you got 15 practices in fall camp.
Got really lucky.
Yeah.
You got really lucky,
if
for being honest.
That's probably not going to be the norm. It takes some of the power, some of the leverage away from the players. On the flip side, there are some players here that go through camp and maybe you're in a position battle and you lose that job, or you find yourself 3rd, 4th on the depth chart, and I want to go somewhere where I can play, right? And I think that's okay. But now you're losing that. I think this definitely benefits the team and the coaches more doing it in January versus post-spring. But I don't think there is a right answer. And I saw Will put it in the chat, make an exception for the players. Now you're asking not only for this to be about football, but it's about the classroom. We're going to make more exceptions for players. You want to go to a professor and sell them on that? Hey, this kid's going to be three weeks late to your class because football is way more important than school is.
Well, as coach says, 2 things can be true at the same time. It is.
The first one is true.
It is. But football is more important by far.
Yeah. Got paid for that math department.
I digress. No, we make so many exceptions already. Like, from the outside looking in, and you make the big articles and the headlines, all that stuff, it'll look bad. We can't do that. You're putting one player above the rest of the students. But we do it all the time off the radar. Like, these guys, a lot of them have to remote learn or do different things or study after class or get tutors and things like that because they can't be at class on time because they have practices and things. Like, it happens all the time. Like, I don't think it's that big a deal. And in the grand scheme, 3 weeks, what do we, come on, unless we're taking maybe some kind of physics. Yeah, I was going to say, that's exactly what I was going to say. Some kind of rocket science, physics class, whatever. Come on, guys.
We're so dumb we don't even know what classes a rocket scientist take.
I was going to say, we need to cue like the Alvin Mack telling Omar Epps' character, like, the boost is going to grease you through, Rook. The boost. We just need like the whole program.
Did y'all get that NASA scholarship
that we can play? Yeah,
they looked right over me. I know it's a disgrace, but they looked right past me.
I don't know why I didn't get a phone call when they saw my ACT scores. They just didn't call me up. I don't know. Let me hit a super chat real quick from Randall Perry for 5. They say, Boogie, that if you don't have a power T beside your name, you're a Florida fan. Join the best ball talk show out there. Shout out, Randall. We appreciate you. Yeah, if you don't have a power T beside your name, you can fix that. You can hit the join button down below, or I just put the link in the chat there. Just click that link. Boom, it's $1. That's it. If you like what we do, you show up every Friday. If you're a lurker, you're lurking in the background. You're like, I'm not talking to these guys. They didn't get a call about NASA. I'm not talking to them. They're a bunch of dummies. Yeah, we are, but we love talking Tennessee football every single day of the week. Luke said if you won't buy one, I'll gift you one. He gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. Shout out, Luke. We appreciate you as well. There's another way you can support this channel. You can go grab some merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We got the TN themed hats, T-shirts, hoodies, whatever you want. We got rivalry shirts about Bama, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky. We have parody shirts, Vol World Order. We got the letter theme shirts. You like the letters being back in Neyland Stadium. Shout out Danny White for that. It's one of my favorite shirts that we have. This one right here, the Talkin VAWLS letter shirts. The letters from the top of the stadium looks great. Again, whatever style, whatever color, whatever size you want, bonfire.com. We also have a secret. We have a secret shirt, merchandise, T-shirt. No, it's T-shirt only. It's limited edition. Fowls got it on. We don't advertise it. It's not in our store. We don't talk about it. When we went away from the chaos of Sunday nights and went back to the old school, that shirt kind of got lost. So I'm just going to pop it in the chat every now and then. You want an Only Foul shirt? There's the link in the chat as well. Let's just jump into UAB. I had the SEC schedule. They're going to be dropped on Tuesday. You're going to find out who your 3 opponents are. Again, we've talked about that before, but it's going to be announced. It's going to be official on Tuesday. The only thing I would take away from it is that it's going to be rotating. They're going to review those 3 opponents every 4 years. So it could possibly change. So it'll be interesting just to see what they drop on Tuesday and where they kind of go from there. I think we've touched on that enough. We do have to talk a little gambling, though. I almost forgot about that. Fao Ming is totally dominating the gambling scene here right now for the week. Coach Jay went 1-2. He took SMU minus 28. They won 28-10 over Missouri State. That's an L. He took USF plus 18. Miami won 49-12. That's an L. He took Texas Tech minus 23.5. They covered versus Oregon State. Fao Ming went 3-for-3. And whoever it is in the chat, we couldn't remember. I don't remember who made the bet. Somebody owes us some memberships, but they're not here. They didn't show up. They didn't pay the piper. We're gonna have to get an enforcer. I think Fao Ming could be his own enforcer. We'll just send him with a baseball bat to collect. He's got to collect. Somebody owes us some memberships. But Fao Ming went 3-for-3. Not only that, it was kind of impressive. We were talking about this before we went live too. He took 2 teams with the points. Texas A&M plus 6.5, Vanderbilt plus 3.5. Both of those teams won straight up. Also took LSU minus 7.5. They beat Florida 20-10. So Coach Jay on the year 5-4. Fao Ming 8-1. Fao Ming plus 3 through 3 weeks. Coach, you're up against it. But you said you had a strategy. Let's hear your strategy and then let's get some picks.
I do. Whenever I have a bad weekend, and it's typical, right? I tend to have a good first couple weeks, and then there'll be a week where I trip up and got to get back on cue. When that happens, I like to put together a 3-team teaser. It will pay you 9-5 on your money. So it's a good way to get a little extra leverage and make some money, right? So those teams are going to insist, the bets, that is, are going to consist of the Vols versus UAB. I'm going to tease that over-under of 69, down 6 points. So I just think when you look at this game, just a little quick note on it, the Vols offense is going to score. I just think that the scrub outs are going to be so high on the Vols defensive side that they're going to put up late points in this game. I see it being 50-3 at halftime, but ending something like 63-17 or to 20 because we got walk-ons in there. So for that reason, give me that over under of 63 on the 6-point tees. We're going to take that to Miami at -3, and then finally round that off with Oklahoma -1 over Auburn. 3-point teaser. Coach Jay's putting 200 on it to win. Ooh. I think something like 390. So there you have it.
So for your co-host here that doesn't speak gambling at all, what in the hell are your picks for this week?
Me?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, that was the
part. So just give him the points.
It was over 63, Tennessee versus UAB. They all 3 have to hit, though, is the thing. Miami -3 over Florida, and Oklahoma -1 over Auburn.
But this is what you're rolling out against Fao Ming, too.
Yeah, Coach is manipulating the spread a little bit in his favor, but they all have to hit. So
called a teaser. They're tied to each other.
Okay, hold on. Are we allowing this, Fao Ming? What is going on? I've completely lost all of the rules.
Well,
so
I'll get us back on track.
You know what? If we want to go by
if you want to go this route, it's either 3-0 or 0-3. If Fao is good with that, I'm good with it. You got to hit all 3. Fao Ming could blow you out of the water.
I can switch it if you want.
On that, yeah. If you want to do it that way, I'll take it.
So Coach has to hit all 3.
All 3. All three.
Let's just make up the rules as we go.
That's how a
He's
teaser works.
sliding
That is
the
how a
points.
teaser works, though.
Yeah,
Right.
That
it
is
really
how a
does.
teaser works.
Yeah, that makes
I
sense
was-
to me.
Have to hit.
I looked at it last night, to be honest. I was like, I wonder if I don't know if this is in the rule book.
The
So
only
I was
reason
like,
I thought of it is
Not that
because
we have
that's
one.
that's my like get back strategy, like kind of like
Oh, yeah,
half
yeah.
table betting the no pass line when the
hey,
seven's
coach is pushing
fine.
all in. Coach is pushing all in. You gotta make it. You gotta make it back.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
problem is you
Although,
miss this, Foul Ming's going to just run you out of the
an
stadium.
interesting stat, guys: 80% of all teasers hit as parlays for you gamblers out there.
We don't condone gambling around here, but if we did, we wouldn't go with Sean Cross, who dropped a $5 super chat and said, I think we
Teasers
lose
that hit that.
by double digits this week, 10-0. 10-0. Anybody want to place a bet with Sean Cross? Shout out, Sean. Appreciate you in the chat, brother. All right, Foul. What do you got
Okay.
this week? Please don't confuse me any more than I already am.
I kept it straight by the book, or what I went by ESPN. This is what was on ESPN Bet last night. I didn't compare all of them, so maybe you can pick up a point for all y'all out there who want to shop around, get the most points you can. Because and this is the reason why. Oklahoma, I've seen it at 6.5 and 7.5. So I'll whichever one you want to give me. So we'll go set. You want to say 7?
Whatever.
Okay, let's do.
Let's make or break
It doesn't matter. You still going
It's showing 6.5 right here.
Okay, so Oklahoma minus 6.5 in the revenge game. You got Auburn at Oklahoma. Oklahoma's looking like one of the best teams in the SEC. Auburn's played maybe better than we thought they might, but I think Jackson Arnold's going to push the ball too much, try too hard in his revenge game to get back at Oklahoma. I think Oklahoma's just too much. So I got Oklahoma minus 6.5. That's my first one. Boogie's favorite. We're gonna go Vandy minus 28.5 over 28.5 over it's Georgia State at Vandy. Vandy scored over 30 points in every game so far and held teams to single digits 2 out of 3 games. So I think Vandy and Diego roll on. So that's Vandy minus 28.5 there. And then here, so I'm taking. I've got too confident last week, so now I'm feeling myself a little bit. I'm taking Sam Houston plus 39.5.
I like it.
So it's Sam Houston at Texas. Texas is struggling on offense. March has looked pedestrian at best. Now the Texas defense is legit. I think the Texas defense is legit, but Texas is yet to score 39 points, period. They just haven't done it, and they've had 2 scrub chances to do it, and they haven't done it. So I think Texas wins comfortably, but they don't cover. So that's Sam Houston plus 39.5.
Like it.
Vanderbilt. It really drives me nuts how you say Vanderbilt and Diego Pavia roll on, almost like you're cheering for them.
If you can put 30 on South Carolina, why could you not on Georgia State? Like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I couldn't pass that up. I had to take it.
All right, let's talk about Tennessee and UAB. It's a glorified scrimmage. That's all it is. We're going to take care of business tomorrow. ESPN FPI 98.7%. The over-under 68.5 right now. We touched a little bit on UAB earlier. They score some points, man. They score 35.7 points per game. They throw the football around the yard over 300 yards game, 23rd in the country in passing yards per game. Defensively, they're awful. They were awful a year ago. They gave up 34 points this year through 3 games. They're worse. They gave up 36 points a game, 121st in the country. They've got a win over Alabama State. They lost to Navy 38-24, beat Akron 31-28. I made my prediction on Wednesday, and I don't even remember what it was. Tennessee's going to do whatever they want to do on offense. They got to get healthy. Sounds like next week for Mississippi State, Jackson Moy's going to be back. David Hobbs anticipates being back. I think that's huge for this defense when they go on the road next week. Don't play those guys this week. Get healthy. Get a bunch of young guys some run. Like Foul Ming said earlier, I want to see this team go out and compete and be dominant on defense. We have yet to see a dominant defensive performance from this team, and that includes ETSU. I want to see it against UAB on Saturday. Foul, give us your keys to the game and give us your score prediction.
Just quick. I mean, it's glorified scrimmage, guys. But I want fast start. I want to just rip the Band-Aid off, get past last week, get rid of that Georgia hangover immediately. If you come out here and score, and you should, but if you come out here and score first three possessions, first two possessions, just bam, 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 right down the field, like you did on Georgia, so there's no excuse. We always look the best on our scripted plays. But I think you just, as soon as you come out here, bang, 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 straight on the field, score, a lot of that last week stuff's passed. If you come out here and do something stupid, jump off sides first play, do some things, you're still going to win comfortably, but you got this weird clunkiness. I just want that gone. So I want to come out fast. And we've said it already, look dominant. You should look dominant. There's no reason to play with your food here. Like, come out, take care of business, get some sacks, get some pressure on this guy early and often. And remember, playoff committee's watching. Yes, it's UAB. Yes, it's a scrimmage. Everybody's watching. People started to talk about Tennessee a little bit. They're like, they hung around with Georgia. Maybe they should have won. Coulda, shoulda, woulda. They're watching. So look like a playoff team. Look like an SEC championship team. It doesn't matter the opponent. And stay clean. There's no reason to come out here just because you can take some penalties and still get the win. Doesn't mean we should. It's not starting bad habits. Let's stay clean. And get these young guys some run. And I'm not just talking about the young guys that's been playing. Get these young guys that haven't been playing, not only for them, because we may need them down the road, but we got to get some of these guys a break. How many guys have we had that's played 90-plus snaps in multiple games? That's crazy to me. Like, you got – and we're not just talking about an offensive line where you don't maybe rotate as much. We're talking about corner where these guys are sprinting every single play, running up and down the field every single play against the fastest person on the other team. Like, you can't ask a freshman to keep playing 90 snaps a game and not develop some bad habits or find an injury here or there. Like, we just got to get these guys some breaks. So get some of these young guys in. We got to be able to spell these guys going down the road. I got Tennessee 63, UAB 10. I'm kind of on coach's thing there where I think we give up some points late, maybe get a mismatch or a bust just because we're getting some young guys in there. But I think we score early and often.
Yeah, I want to see a dominant performance out of our defense in the first half specifically, because as mentioned, I think we are going to scrub out not only to the second and threes, but to walk-ons, to stuff like that. So I do think they get some points there. But on the defensive side, I want to see some youth grow in this game. I want to see Marion Dye continue to take some steps. I think he's looked good. I think Herring has played well this year. I think he can continue to put things together. As far as the starters go, Arian Carter, Thielander, Spillman, I thought they could have played a little bit better. Didn't think they were terrible. I know they caught some flack last Saturday. I think they can play even better. I want to see them look sharp and really, really good. They like to run that middle 15 slant, post, stuff like that. I want to see good redirects, good wall offs from those linebackers. I want to see Jaden Harmon come out and play a good game as well. I think he's been taking steps and he can look really good. I'd like to see the young tight ends get some run in this game. We've seen a little bit of Dorslayer. I'd like to see a little bit of Deshaun Brame. Are they trying to keep a red shirt on him? How much do we see him? Should be interesting. And, of course, continue to keep our quarterbacks clean and get the backup some run in this game should be important as well. I've got Tennessee winning this game 65-17. Like I said, I got two scores coming from UAB, one in the third, late in the third, one late in the fourth. Once again with third, fourth string walk-ons on the field, I got these touchdowns going down.
All right, I want to hear from you guys in the chat. What's your score prediction for the game? If you're watching this on the replay, put it in the comment section. How big does Tennessee win this football game? Going to see a lot of young guys. Jaden Harmon's a guy that Volquest mentioned that Coach Inge wished he would have played, given some more opportunities in the Georgia game. So, again, man, a lot of young guys on this team that I'm excited about. The future is bright for Tennessee football. But we're going to call it for the Friday morning show. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Make sure you smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. If you haven't done that, you can do that. It's quick, free, and easy. Also, go check out the merchandise. Hold on. Bonfire.com/store. YouTube.com/Talkin VAWLS. If you're not a member of the channel, hit that join button. It's $1, only $1 a month. We appreciate any and all support. Foul, what is breaking?
I just want to say I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers to survive my birthday weekend coming up. So hopefully all things go according to plan. I'll see you guys on Sunday if I make it. If not, it's been fun. Appreciate y'all. Have a good weekend.
Go buy an Only Foul shirt. That's that could be your birthday gift.
Yeah.
Foul Ming. Make sure you join us tomorrow an hour before kickoff for the tailgate show, fan call-in show, and then we'll be live immediately following the game. So come hang out, join us for that. But that is going to do it for the Friday morning stream. Go check out gradeagrounds.com, promo code VAWLS for Coach Jay. For Foul Ming, my name's Boogie Bentley. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
That we call home, and it's night and I'm alone and